Psalm 32 is one of David's great psalms of repentance. It's written by a man who knew the crushing weight of hidden sin, but also the freedom that comes through confession and restoration with God. Earlier in the psalm, David describes how hiding his sin drained his strength and left him miserable. But when he finally confessed before the Lord, mercy met him there. And then we look at verse 8. God says, I will give you insight and teach you in the way which you should go. That's the mercy of God. He doesn't forgive you and then leave you wondering. He restores you so that then he can lead you. Now, then comes a warning after that. He says, do not be as a horse or mule, which have no understanding. A horse or mule has to be controlled by force, by bridle or bit. David is saying that a man of God should not need to be dragged into obedience. A righteous man responds willingly to the Lord with humility, with reverence, and with surrender. Now, I saw Charles Spurgeon said, we are not pardoned that we may live unto ourselves, but that we may be guided by the Lord. Now, that means forgiveness is not permission to keep rebelling, which a lot of people believe that once you're forgiven, you can just kind of do what you want to do and you're still forgiven. That permission is an invitation into transformation. And this is where I believe your maturity is tested. A stubborn man waits until discipline breaks him. A humble man will listen when God corrects him. Then, in the psalm, David contrasts two paths. He says, many are the sorrows of the wicked, but he who trusts in the Lord, loving kindness shall surround him. Now, the path of rebellion leads to sorrow, but the path of trust is surrounded by God's covenant mercy. And finally, the psalm ends in worship. He says, be glad in the Lord and rejoice. David began with hidden mercy at the beginning of the psalm, but he ends with open rejoicing. That is the journey of repentance throughout this psalm. So remember this. The strongest man in Psalm 32 is not the man who hides his sin the best. It's the man who humbles himself before God, confesses honestly, receives mercy, and allows the Lord to guide his life.